Iceman on the way. What are your expectations for Iceman?
Couple slaps for sure. I mean, he just came off doing a big R&B album, so I'd like to hear like a little bit more rapping. I'd love to hear some more timestamp Drake. You know what I mean? I think that he could still really body that lane. And yeah, the second half of What I Miss, amazing. I'm not really sure about this other song with Central
Which
C.
one? I like Which One a lot. I think Which One is the most exciting record that I've got as a Lucy from him. I really like the P&D project.
Yeah.
Like it's not that I hate the music that's coming out, but it has lost some of its meaning. I've almost become a more passive listener. I think Drake for me has always been someone that I give a fuck about the lyrics, that I tune into the lyrics, that I almost relate to.
Yeah.
Now it's like, I can't relate to this person.
Yeah.
I really, really don't. What you're living, what you're talking about, the messaging, the meaning behind all of this. Like this is not something that I want to associate myself.
Right. Do you think Iceman is going to be better or worse than For All the Dogs?
On par. Same.
It'll be better.
I anticipate For All the Dogs is what we're going to get the rest of his career.
I think For All the Dogs was a very distracted album for him. I think he made that on tour, and I just feel like he was trying to do so many different things. Like he had a Yeet feature, Cash Cobain. Like he was just all over the place with it. And I feel like this feels like it could be a little bit more cohesive. And I think For All the Dogs too, I think he was just too cocky. He was like, I could put anything out. I'm on tour with all of these different people, and like I'm just gonna collaborate with all of them and try and get a hit record.
And we don't feel like he's in the same space right now. He feels distracted. He feels like he's trying to prove to people that like, wait, this isn't like, you guys don't care about me.
Yeah.
I can't get a number one.
But the P&D album was very cohesive to me. Maybe it's because of P&D. I don't know.
I fuck with portions of it. Mitra Padre is still on that album.
Yeah.
Oof, yeah.
You know, like there are those songs, or he got super horny on songs. And it's like,
yeah.
What are we talking about? We just lost the plot completely.
Yep.
I don't know. Again, I feel like I've talked a lot about niggas who I genuinely fuck with on this.
Yeah.
But I do think that we have to be in a space where we can critique our favorites, where we can not demand better, because whatever space you're in, whatever's inspiring you, you should feel empowered to talk about that. But give me substance, give me evolution. I just want you to continue to try shit. And these are 40-year-old men, 30-plus-year-old men. Maybe at a certain point, we got to realize that some niggas just be stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
We was at the Unction this weekend.
Literally.
We saw literally this age group, and I'm like, yeah, I see why Drake is making these albums. Yeah. I see why Gunna's really proud that he has a six-pack. Once you get around 30, it's like, fuck. This is not, like, you got to earn everything.
Right.
Like, you got to work for it all, bro.
Right.
Well, as somebody that is, like, approaching 30, you know what I mean? I think that the next 2 years of my life are going to be important in this way. I feel like you have to know when you're too old to do some things.
Yes.
And I think that Drake has the ability to make incredible music. We've heard it his whole career. But the dude has had a 20-year career? You might be too old to do this. At the level that we, as fans that appreciate you, would love for you to do it.
Or too old to talk about some things.
Too old.
Like, you can still make great music.
Yeah, but like, I mean, even, and I don't love this project, whatever, but like, everyone talks about how Jay-Z made 444 after Lemonade. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like how he addressed the things that were going on around him and like the speculation and all that shit. Again, not a huge fan of that project specifically, but the praise it's gotten to me shows that like when you do start to change the narrative and talk about things that actually like apply to you and like that are age appropriate, people respond well.
And the narrative that he pushed on that album was self-awareness. He was readily admitting his mistakes on that album, saying, I shouldn't have done that. I need to set a better example for Blue. I shouldn't be out here doing all this. I was wilding when I was doing this, you know? Mm-hmm. I could have avoided this situation like this. So it felt like an older person giving a younger person advice.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you may go through these experiences and pitfalls. This is how I handled it and why I was able to get my girl back. Yeah. Why I was able to now have my family and continue to make money. Whereas Drake is like, I burnt all these bridges and that's why you see me still talking about Rihanna and I'm not with her. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, all of the things you're complaining with, now we see it. Mm-hmm. We see how your life is not exactly where it needs to be right now. And again, who the fuck am I? The nigga's up billions of dollars, you know? He might be like, I'm exactly where I want to be right now, which is totally fine. But then you have let God sort him out, which is another perfect example of self-awareness. The clips are old niggas, 50 and 40 plus years old, and they're rapping about things that make sense for them to be rapping about. They're talking about in interviews how Pharrell, one of the best producers ever, who's making all this hot shit, is like, I'm gonna try this. And they're like, we don't do that.
Yeah.
That's not our sound. Yes, that might be this. That's why like saying evolution and all that shit, yeah, I want that, but I don't, it's not a demand.
Yeah.
Like if you do what I know you're great at and just continue to deliver that at a high quality, I'm gonna be happy.
Yeah.
But don't fucking regress and just chase trends.
Yeah.
That's lame to me.
Yeah.
That's fucking lame.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like, yes, he's up crazy, super rich. But I don't know. Something about seeing that man on camera and hearing him talk, I feel like he's not fully happy with where he's at.
Yeah,
I feel like he knows that he needs to like get his spirit right a little bit.
Yeah, and we're very big Drake fans. I play a lot of Drake. We was peak drunk driving back, and I played Still Here and felt every single word of that. You know what I mean? Like Drake has given me amazing memories, but pause. But yeah,
I don't even know if there's a pause.
Giving you amazing memories?
Yeah, there's.
Oh,
Well,
like sexually?
I don't know.
You can't even have memories anymore.
As a man, you can't remember anything.
I do want to add one thing here. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we've said this probably a million times in this podcast, but ducking off would have been a good thing
Yes.
for him. I do think it would have been interesting to see a Drake that ducked off for a year or two, you know, remote, private island, whatever you want to do, you know, during that time. Talk to people, go through hella therapy, and just like figure out, okay, like this huge life moment just happened to me in front of the world. Where do I want to take my career next? Where do I want to take my life next? What does this all really mean? Do I even care about what really just happened? Or is this just an ego death for me?
Yeah.
And I feel like, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like we're ever going to get that from him, which is upsetting. But I mean, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. We're just not going to get that from him, you know? And I think that is part of what we're seeing still.
We're not, but hopefully he surprises us. Hopefully he turns some shit around.